Matthew chapter 5, reading verse 17, the Bible tells us, "Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill." In Matthew chapter 10, reading verse 34, we read these words, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword." In both verses we're told, do not even think of this thing or the next thing. Don't entertain the thought that I came to destroy the law. Why should we not think of certain things? In Proverbs 23 verse 7 we read these words, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. As he thinketh in his heart, so is he." Actions, words emerge from the mind or the heart of a person. Consequently, what we think affects how we behave. And so the Bible tells us, do not think that Jesus Christ came to destroy the law or the prophets. If you think it, and you think it long enough, chances are your behavior will fall into the mold that says Christ came to destroy the law and the prophets. Matthew 10:34, do not think that Christ came to bring peace. The message of the gospel is a message that divides. And Jesus tells us in verse 35 of Matthew 10, "For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law." Don't think I came to bring peace. Don't think I came to destroy the law or the prophets. Now, here is something you must not think. Do not think that the Sabbath has ever been changed, because it has never been changed. There is no biblical evidence that the Sabbath has ever been changed. If you think it has been changed, your behavior will follow that pattern of thinking, and you will observe some other day other than the Sabbath. If no one has given you any evidence from the Bible that the Sabbath has been changed, do not think it, because the thinking will affect your behavior. Let me extend that to some other area of the life. Do not think you cannot conquer the sin that currently causes you to cry in the middle of the night and to feel frustrated. If you think you cannot conquer it, chances are you will not conquer it. And so, my listening friend, my message is simple. Do not think, do not believe, do not entertain the thought that the Creator changed the holy day which He instituted at the end of creation week. Do not think it. If you think it, you may begin to behave that way. What you ought to think is that the Bible says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. What you ought to think is that Jesus says the Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath. What you ought to think is that God's law is perpetual and eternal and does not change. What you ought to think is that how is it possible that 9 laws can be good and 1 needs to be changed? As the Sabbath hours draw near where you are, perhaps those hours have already come. Remember the words of the Bible. Do not think that Jesus came to change the law or to destroy the law or the prophets. He did not come to do that. On the contrary, He came to fulfill them, including the seventh-day Sabbath. May the Lord bless you, my listening friend. Doubly bless your children as you expel from your mind any thought that God has ever changed His moral law. Happy Sabbath, and God bless you.